everyone, it's Jessie, and it's officially 2018, which means it is time to throw 2017 in the garbage because 2017 just really wasn't my year for reading or for anything. Without further ado, it's time to make 2018 our year and throw fairy dust in today's face. I have this framed in my room just because it's my 2018 mantra and I love it so much, and Peter Pan's my favorite and Tinkerbell is just so cute, and I feel like I have pixie dust on my lips right now. So in the year of 2017, I only read about 13 or 14 books. It was literally one of the worst reading years I'd ever had. I just had no inspiration. I stopped writing. I feel like 2017 just sucked the inspiration out of me somehow, and I just had no motivation to do much at all except make some booktube videos, which was hard to do when I wasn't really reading much. This video is basically, I'm going to be talking about my reading resolutions for 2018. I keep almost saying 2017. This year I want to try to keep looking at the positive side of everything and going to everything and every day having a more positive and good, grateful attitude. I've written down a list of 10 things I want to try to do to better my year in reading in that category. And I also have created some journals I will go through quickly and tell you which each one of these is for. My first one is right here is a bullet journal. On the front it says, "Everyone annoys me all of the time, a memoir," which is so true. I love this. My friend Michelle got it for me, and I have officially made this my 2018 bullet journal where I write down what I do every day, and writing down even the simplest of tasks has helped me be more productive, and it just feels so much more accomplishing when you get to check things off your list. So I highly recommend starting a bullet journal if you haven't done one already. It's really helped me out and definitely improved my mental health a little bit, and I've definitely noticed a difference in my production level with that notebook. My second notebook is actually one that I started in 2017, but I just lost it, but I'm gonna cross 2017 out and write 2018 because I want to use it. It's my YouTube journal, and I have a list of videos and stuff that I want to film that I'll check off, and then I have pages where I get to write notes and books down for things like that, and I'll probably like write book reviews and stuff. So this is gonna help me keep track of my YouTube / Bookstagram life and stuff like that, and help me plan things out and keep track and be organized with that. And then thirdly, lastly, this is my favorite thing. I actually got it in an owl crate, and I'm so grateful that I got it because basically it's a planner, but it's a whole planner dedicated to reading. So after every month it has a book log where you get to write down all the books that you are currently reading and read, and then it has a page to write notes for like a book review, which I'm currently doing right now, writing notes for Zenith. That book review will be up soon once the book is out. That's helping me keep track of my reading, so I'm really enjoying those 3 notebooks. They're definitely helping me along with this year so far. So let's get into my 2018 reading resolutions. Let's get started. So let's go. My number 1 reading resolution is to minimize my TBR. Now I have already started doing that because I realized with going to college pretty soon in like a year and a half and having so many books on my shelf that I haven't read really stressed me out. So I went through, I spent time looking at reviews, looking at books that I wasn't going to read, that I had duplicates of, that I just didn't need and could be better used by somebody else. I just got rid of like 100 books. Like I completely purged my bookshelf. Before my books were like usually double stacked, and now there's room for even more. Some shelves are like half empty. So I'm really proud of myself for doing that, and that really helped me minimize my TBR. But another way I want to minimize my TBR is by reading more, which leads me to my second reading resolution for 2018 is to read at least once every day. I'm hoping to do that because in 2017 I really didn't read hardly at all. So I feel like getting in a nice pace of finding time to read either in the morning or at night or in the middle of the day, whatever works for me when I can, is just to sit down and read at least 25 pages a day. I've found that that has really worked for me. I have it written down in my bullet journal. When I'm usually reading 2 books at a time, I write down like read 25 pages of Zenith, read 50 pages of blah blah blah, and I usually read about 75 to 100 pages a day now, which is really helping me pick up my pace in reading. Also, I'm kind of a slow reader, so it's hard for me to read a lot, so this is really helping me like adjust that. My third reading resolution is setting my reading goal of books I want to read this year. Now last year I set it at 50. Unfortunately I only read like 13 books last year, like I said. This year I set it at 50 again, but my ultimate reading goal has always been to read 100 books in a year, which means at least like 8 to 10 books a month, which I think is sort of manageable, but I'm not giving up. I'm going to try. I set my bar low at 50 just in case if I got that I would be so happy with myself and impressed, but the ideal goal would be 100. That has always been my dream. So I set a reading goal to encourage myself to read more. Resolution number 4 is don't buy books that I don't need. Like I said, having a huge TBR and extra books on my shelf that I don't need kind of stressed me out and just had like this little cloud above my head. It was just so daunting just having so many books and so little time to read them. So really cracking down and not going book shopping as much, like putting myself on book buying bans until I read the books I need to read, is really a priority for me this year because I don't want to buy books that I don't need. Number 5 is an important one for me. It's don't buy books under pressure, because that's how I had a lot of books on my bookshelf. I used to go used bookstore shopping a lot, and I used to buy my books really cheap at like thrift stores and stuff like that, used bookstores. So I got rid of a bunch of books because I realized I was buying all of these books under pressure. I was seeing which books people had hyped about and talked about and taken pictures of, which books were just like most popular, and I bought them. Not knowing what they were about at all, I just bought books, which I want to stop doing. I want to only buy books that genuinely interest me, not just because of the hype. I don't want to have all these books like I'm getting rid of that were sitting on my shelf for no reason because I just bought them because of hype. I don't want to fall into that anymore. I want to buy books genuinely because I'm interested in reading them. Number 6 is I want to try to stick and make monthly TBRs. I'll probably try to start making videos for that where I will talk about the books I want to read, and at the end of the month I'll do a wrap up because I really want to keep track of my reading this year and I want to encourage myself to read more. So I want to try to stick to my monthly TBRs. I tried to do monthly TBRs like for myself in the past and I would never stick to them, or I just wouldn't have time to read, but this year I'm making time and I want to stick to my monthly TBRs and read what I say I'm going to read. That has always been a problem for me and I really want to change that. Number 7, I really want to read books more out of my comfort zone. That means my favorite categories being sci-fi and fantasy and like World War II historical fiction. I know that's kind of specific, but those are my 3 favorite categories. I read those a lot. That's mainly basically all I read. So I want to try to step more out of my comfort zone, being I want to read more contemporary and things like that. I've never really been a fan of contemporary in the past because I just don't really enjoy reading about other people's love lives for some reason, just because I read to get out of real life situations and to get away, and reading things like sci-fi and fantasy is super cool to read about for me. So I want to try to expand my horizons, maybe read some new adult books, some contemporary, things like that. I want to broaden my horizons and go out of my comfort zones to read some more amazing books. Number 8. Number 8 is going to be try out some more bookish subscription boxes and actually read the books that come in them, because I find that getting book subscription boxes, they always send books that I normally wouldn't have picked up myself, which is really fun to me because I find that I often enjoy the books that come in boxes and it introduces me to something new that I normally wouldn't have picked up. So I want to try out some more book box brands that are just starting out, or just new ones that I haven't tried because I haven't tried too many, and I just want to like support these brands and find new books. Number 9 is try out some new independent book brands, meaning like bookish brands who create things for books, like bookmark brands, book candle brands, like all these creators out there who are creating bookish merchandise that I always see like rep searches for and stuff like that. I definitely want to invest some money and time in supporting these brands and promoting their stuff. So that's a thing that I want to do. I want to try out some more bookish products because bookish candles are honestly my favorite thing, and I don't have too many compared to all of my friends. I only have like 3 big ones and a bunch of little ones from subscription boxes. So I really want to try out some more book brands, and if you have any favorite candle companies or just bookish item merch companies that you really like, let me know down below because I really want to try some more out. Number 10, possibly my favorite New Year's resolution for reading on this list, is to read at least one classic a month. I really want to do this because I find that people talk about classics a lot and I haven't read too many. I've read a lot from school, but other than that I haven't read many for personal gain myself. So I really want to do that, read more classics like Jane Eyre, stuff like that. That way I could just be more immersed in literature and more well-rounded and supported when I'm going to college to study English. I just want to really read and dive into more old literature. I think that's a reasonable goal. Reading one classic month, which means I will possibly have read 12 by the end of the year, which I think is a pretty good standard. So that pretty much wraps it up for this video. Those were my 10 reading resolutions. I know a few of them, like supporting bookish brands, didn't have to exactly deal with reading itself, but they're just personal things in the bookish community that are also goals for me. If you have any reading resolutions yourself that I didn't mention, let me know down below so I can write things down and take notes from you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe down below if you aren't already. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!